Out today, and we're here talking with guys all day long. Right here with us right now, Robert Stephenson. Robert, how are we doing today, buddy?
Doing pretty good. It's a lot nicer to see a lot more people out here this year compared to last year.
Absolutely. Well, the weather, even though it is bad raining,
last year was brutal.
A lot of snow last year. So I don't want to get into how long it took us to come up from Bowling Green because we only brought it up every 5 minutes last year when we were on the stage here. Yeah, 9 hours. But anyway.
Robert, what have you been doing in the off season?
You know, not a whole lot. It's pretty much just hanging out at home, working out, and trying to keep in shape.
Spent most of your time last season with the Pensacola Wahoos down in AA. Okay, is that what do you expect to be at in 2015?
You know, I would probably bet on starting in AAA in Louisville. I have no idea exactly where I'll be, but you know, obviously my goal to be at the end of the season is to be in Cincinnati.
During spring training, is that, well, I guess you really answered the question I was going to ask. Is it a goal if there's an opening with it and you wanted to play on the Reds, obviously when the season started, would it be too soon, do you think, or do you still think that you need some time to kind of get ready for your game in the minor leagues?
You know, obviously if I have the opportunity, I want to take that opportunity, but I don't see it happening, but if there's a possibility of it, then that's definitely where I want to be.
Do you have any personal goals, I guess, with your game going into 2015?
You know, I definitely got to work on my walk rate. I know that was pretty bad this year, so that was the biggest thing I really want to work on going into next year.
Interesting fact that a lot of people may not know. You threw not only one no-hitter in high school, but 2 consecutive no-hitters in high school. That's impressive.
You know, the second team, honestly, it wasn't a couple of them hadn't really played baseball before. I almost feel bad about
that. You're not supposed to tell that part of it.
That was a great stat. Now you're just kind of, you know, letting that. Moving forward, if you do get the wonderful call-up, of course, that everyone is hoping to come up with the Reds, would you be more apt to take a starting role, a middle relief role, a closing role, or is it just anywhere that the Reds want you?
You know, obviously I'm going to be there wherever they want me because that's where I want to be, but you know, as fun as it would be to be a closer, and I think it would be awesome, I usually see myself as a starter. I think that's where they see me too.
What type of pitches can we see from Robert Stephenson? A lot of people here haven't seen you down in AA. You know, maybe not a lot of people know what's Robert Stephenson's repertoire. What do you have to work with?
You know, obviously I throw a 4-seam fastball. Working on a 2-seam. Brought it back at the end of the season, working on that a little bit, and then I throw a curveball. That's usually my main secondary pitch, and I'm working on a changeup too.
What kind of you've obviously been throughout the minors. What kind of weird hijinks have happened on those long bus trips? This is one of my favorite questions to ask, and we always get a lot of great answers from the players. Is anything weird that's happened to you or anything weird that you've seen possibly?
You know, I don't really notice a whole lot of weird things on the bus trips. I usually just sleep on the floor.
Okay, now we had someone else up here that said that a lot of the players like to sleep on the floor, and that's the craziest thing in the world.
David Holmberg.
David Holmberg said that, yeah.
What I've been trying to do, I wanted to get an inflatable raft so I can sleep on there, but I haven't found one yet. I'm gonna have to do it.
That is a fantastic idea.
Perhaps you can go maybe market the Robert Stephenson raft. You know, maybe get Major League Baseball to put
get an endorsement deal.
Get some kind of endorsement.
We could get all the minor leagues on. It'd be great.
I think that would be great. You know, some people go after the shoe deals or whatever. I think that could be your
inflatable raft.
The inflatable raft for Robert Stephenson.
Robert, you look around here and you see thousands of fans coming out here on a cold, rainy December day. What's it mean to a young player like yourself?
You know, I think it's awesome just that all the fans are so supportive of the team. I don't think you see this anywhere else with a fan base like this.
Big holiday plans for Robert Stephenson?
Probably just staying local with family. Not a whole lot.
No big family get-together or anything like that, or any kind of weird. You can see I'm trying to get to kind of the crux of this. If there's anything weird that happens, if you've got like maybe a crazy uncle or something, everybody's always got like the crazy aunt that might do something weird, like from the movie Christmas Vacation or something.
Nothing really too strange. You got a pretty well put together family.
Okay. Nice. Well, you're the one person that has a family that's well put together.
What's maybe an embarrassing moment that you've experienced in your baseball years?
Oh, I can think of a few. I think the one that I've talked about before was when I was in Dayton a few years ago. It was the place I was staying at. My host family had a really dark basement, and I kind of woke up a little bit late and ended up missing the bus, so I had to fly out to that next place we were going to. It was pretty rough.
Were there any repercussions there from management?
There was a couple, yeah.
Probably some words we can't repeat here?
Probably, yeah.
you have to like stop and do push-ups or anything like that? Or that's
No push-ups. I was stuck on chart for a week. That wasn't too fun.
Oh, that's just charting pitches of the other. Okay. So now, is that something? That's a good point, though. Is that something that, growing in your maturation process, is that something that you don't like doing, or you just see as kind of a part of the game?
You know, it's good and bad at the same time. You know, it's kind of boring being up there by yourself, but it's also good to be able to watch the guys before you and see how they go about the team, get a little bit of idea how to pitch them the next day.
You know, you talked about you wanted to get your walks down.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, that's important. You know, your walk to strikeout ratio as a pitcher. Because I'm not a pitcher, I wouldn't last 5 minutes on a mound in Major League. I probably couldn't get it to home plate if I actually tried to pitch. But how does a pitcher go about taking that into consideration? When you say, I want to get my walks down, what kind of routine, what kind of workout, or maybe a mentality that you have to take in order to work on that?
You know, the most important thing is just being able to repeat your delivery. If you can repeat it, then you're going to be able to throw more strikes and be more consistent.
Are there any nuances that you work on, whether it's maybe picking off guys off base or just your delivery to the plate?
I've never really been big on picking guys off. I'll just do it as a show to keep them close. But, you know, trying to be quick to the plate so that way my catcher has a chance to throw them out if they're stealing.
What type of player, maybe either current, past, that has been an inspiration to you, been a mentor to you since you've been in baseball?
You know, I don't really have a specific guy, but there's been a lot of guys that have helped me along the way, and I pick up a few things from each guy here and there.
Do you have a favorite player growing up? Were you a big baseball fan, obviously?
Yeah, you know, I grew up in the Bay Area, so I was a Giants fan growing up. There's a few different guys that I watched there, some of their pitchers that were I usually like to watch.
You know, baseball season, it's not till, spring training is not till February. We understand that, but, you know, guys like yourself, you have to start that workout process far, ahead of spring training. When does baseball season start for you?
You know, it pretty much starts right at the end of the season, because as soon as the season's over, that's when it's time to get back in shape and get working on the next season.
Really, what does Redsfest mean to you today? Is it being a connection with the fans? Is it seeing the memorabilia, or is it just kind of a celebration of the Reds' past and also their future?
You know, I think it's just awesome being able to see some of my teammates that I don't normally get to see over the offseason, and it's great being able to have an opportunity to interact with some of the fans and getting a chance to see everybody out here.
Okay, Robert, we're going to skip the baseball questions. We're going to get to the most important things that people want to know. Not really, but we're going to pretend like it is.
Right.
What's your favorite music? What music are you listening to right now?
Probably like electronic dance music.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you listen to that like to get kind of pumped up for the game? Or
Absolutely.
Have it on in your earbuds, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
I listen to it pretty loud.
All right, that works. Well, favorite movie? What's the last good movie you watched? You a movie guy? TV?
I do like movies. Probably Interstellar was a pretty good movie. I watched the last 100 Games, but I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Gotcha.
Big TV guy, TV show you like?
No real TV shows.
No real TV shows, really?
Big Bang Theory, I guess.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Can you relate to like Sheldon or one of the characters in that, or any? I mean,
you know, I'm not really sure.
Is there a lot of pranks that goes on in the minor leagues baseball? I mean,
yeah, I got pranked pretty good really a couple years ago when I was in Pensacola. Right after I just got called up in 2013, the Cole clubhouse knew about the prank, but I didn't, and they ended up at the end having me arrested because there was like an underage drinking kind of thing, having me carry in a box of fake alcohol. Ended up just being water, but that was a little scary.
So they had some cops there, or guys posing
real
as
cops. Real cops.
Yeah.
Real cops.
Did they put the cuffs on you?
They put the cuffs and everything. I turned pale white.
I was gonna say, were you freaking out and thought you were going to jail and all this?
I thought so. They were gonna have me sit in the cop car too, but there was a marching band outside, so they didn't want that to look bad.
That would, with today's social media, that would make it on Twitter or something, and the next thing you know, it would make its way back to Cincinnati. It's like, hey, Robert Stephenson was just arrested, just so everybody knows.
That probably wouldn't look too good.
That's probably not a good thing. I think you may win the story for the best prank. I mean, we were...
That's pretty brutal.
That's pretty brutal. Yeah, a lot of the guys were talking about that.
Now, have you ever pranked somebody else?
Not really. I don't think I'm old enough to be pranking anybody yet, but hopefully down the road I'll get to.
Fair enough.
You know, that's probably going to happen to you when you come into the big leagues, especially with the rookies. That's like a big thing.
I'm just waiting to see how I'm dressed up.
Billy Hamilton was talking about that earlier too. So,
Robert, we can sit and talk to you all day, buddy. You know, as success you've seen in Double A. Don't know where you're going to be in 2015. We're hoping with the Reds a long time. Wish you consistency. Hope you work on those things you talk about working on. All the best to you in 2015. Robert Stephenson, everybody.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.